Hey guys, what's up and welcome to Love Inspiry space on the internet.
Are you ready for marriage?
I want you guys to remember that being ready for marriage is not about being perfect. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 10 ways to know you are ready to jump that broom. Stick around and let's talk love. Welcome back or welcome to Love Inspiry's YouTube channel. For those who don't know, my name is Angie. I'm the founder of Love Inspiry, where our mission is to build more powerful, transparent, and durable relationships. We love it here and we hope that you stay and be a part of the fam and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we upload every Wednesday something about love, hope, relationships, marriage, and all that good stuff. All right, let's jump right into the 10 ways to know you are ready for marriage. The first way to know that you are ready for marriage is when you are selfless. And with selflessness comes sacrifice, the ability to be able to compromise and put yourself in somebody's shoes and care for them more than you care about yourself. The second reason you know you are ready to be married is when peace is more important than being right. Listen, you're never going to have a peaceful marriage if you don't know how to live on one accord. And sometimes being on one accord is knowing when to shut your mouth. The third reason you know you're ready for marriage is when your expectations are clear and articulated. Now, this is the one thing that I see people mess up on when they're dating and when they're getting engaged and when they're trying to get married. There's no clear expectations on what you truly desire from marriage. And I think that's why a lot of divorces happen, is because people are unclear on their expectations. The fourth reason you know you're ready to get married is when your communication is not perfect, but you can talk to each other about everything. Listen, in marriage, there are going to be some uncomfortable moments and some days where you have to explain some stuff, where you have to get down to the nitty-gritty, where you have to get very vulnerable. And your communication doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be the best thing ever, but you have to be able to talk to your significant other. You have to be able to feel comfortable in talking to them. And if you have that in a partner, let me tell you something, you have a best friend. The fifth reason you know that you're ready for marriage is when you are not pressured or not pressuring, because that happens too. Listen, you never want to pressure somebody into marrying you. Whether you have a child with them, whether you are living with them, whether you have been with them for 5 years and they don't want to put the question yet, you should never pressure somebody into marrying you. That means they're not ready to marry, and you don't want to marry somebody that's not prepared or ready to marry you. So if you find yourself pressuring, you're not ready for marriage. If you find yourself flowing organically with everything, then you are ready for marriage. Another way you know you're ready for marriage when you care more about the marriage than the wedding. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not telling you to not have that big wedding that you want, but make sure that you are preparing for what comes after that. Make sure that you are prepping for marriage. Make sure that you are reading a relationship book. Hence, Vow Triumph, that's out on my website now. You can get a signed copy over at www.loveinspiry.com. Shameless plug, not really, but you care more about the marriage than the wedding. That is a must, and that's how you know you are ready to dive into marriage. The seventh way you know you're ready for marriage is when you know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Now, this is something that you should know in a committed relationship, but it's often missed because people are not paying attention. You should know your partner's strengths, areas that they're good at, and areas that they're weak at. And this is important because it'll help you, number 8, identify your individual roles. Listen, no partner should be doing everything in a relationship, right? You guys should be using each other. That's what makes teamwork. That's what builds unity. That's what keeps peace and accord in a relationship. You should be utilizing each other's strengths and making sure that you are nurturing those weaknesses. Number 9, you know you're ready for marriage when you truly understand your marriage vows. Now listen, shameless plug again, it's all in that book, The Breakdown of the Marriage Vows. That's what Vow Triumph stands for. Means it's a breaking down each marriage vow and what it truly means and what you're saying on that day, because most of the time we're not really coherent on that day. We have a lot going on, we have people coming in, family members, this, that, and the third. Everything is happening all at once and you're not really focused on the words that you are saying. When you can understand unconditional love, you will understand that that means through sickness or health, through richer or poorer, we're gonna be there and we're gonna work to get out of this hump that we were in. That's what happened with my husband and I. We fell upon poorer moments. We fell upon sleeping in motels. We fell upon sharing sandwiches off the dollar menu, but we didn't let that impact us or hurt our marriage. We fought through that. And last but certainly not least, you know you're ready for marriage when you have identity outside of the relationship. And this is very important, and why people always say you have to be whole in order to serve your relationship in the best manner. All right guys, so that's 10 ways you know you are ready for marriage. Leave me a comment in the below and tell me what you struggle with. Talk to me, talk back to me, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and go follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Love Inspiry. Guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Have a blessed day. You should not expect that commitment once you have figured that out. There's still a learning process and still things you need to learn, like how they handle conflict, like how they feel about people that they claim they love in their family. How do they treat, if they have children, how do they treat their children? If their parents are still living, how do they treat their mama? Like, these are all things that you need to be looking at and observing. And a lot of us, when we're dating, we're not observing those